Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Quinn here, and today I'm going to be doing another what if video. Today's what if video is what if the OKC Thunder trade Chris Paul for Danny Green, Kyle Kuzma, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I did have to turn salary cap off, but I'm going to turn it back on after. This is a realistic rebuild. I'm going to be on the Thunder side of this. If you get 5 likes on this video, I will upload the Lakers side of this video. That side might be a little more interesting, but I just did a Lakers rebuild, so I thought I should probably do the Thunder side. So I did have to turn salary cap off because I didn't want to sit here for an hour trying to get the money to match. Because that would take a while. So I will have to trade override this. Or not. Okay. So I didn't have to trade override that. I think if the Thunder do go and say they're going to a rebuild mode, they would have to give up those 2 picks. I know it's not much good players, but to get those picks, or to get those players, they would have to give up at least a pick, but I gave them 2. Yeah, so we will need to make some moves here. I'm going to keep it realistic, so I'm not going to be making some crazy trades that don't make sense, that I don't think they do, and that wouldn't make sense for both sides. Alright, so I think first we'll trade Danilo Gallinari. See what we could get for him. I need to turn salary cap back on before I do that. Or like financial trade rules back on. Alright. Because I was getting like small contracts for him that wouldn't make sense. Alright. So, Brandon Clark, I probably would do this deal usually, but if you think about it long term, I think the Memphis Grizzlies would rather keep a 23-year-old Brandon Clark than trade for a 31-year-old Danilo Gallinari. I think this trade is possible, but I don't need Evan Fournier, so I don't see why Thunder would do that. Indiana, I don't think would trade Victor Oladipo for Gallinari. This could be a possible trade, but I don't want Blake Griffin. I don't think the Spurs are looking to move Aldridge right now. Whiteside, that's possible, but do either teams really want Gallinari? I think this trade is the most likely, because the Celtics could put Gallinari at their small forward. They trade Hayward and Wanamaker for KCP, and again, it's a big contract. Huh? No, just I'm giving them extra things. Why are they? I don't really think they'd have to give up 2 picks for that, but I did because I think that is a possible trade that could happen. I think Kuzma stays as their starting power forward. In these videos, I'm not necessarily trying to win the championship. I'm just like doing realistically what I think they could do, and if they're going into rebuild mode, what their team might look like. And I think if they're going into rebuild mode, trading Steven Adams may be a part of that. I don't really see anything for him. I think Shea's untouchable. And that's about it on this team. Players down there don't really matter. So who does this team need? They have a pretty good starting lineup. Kuzma's not great, but if they trade for him as the main piece, they're probably going to have him in the starting lineup. Then the bench isn't terrible, but I think they would have to move Wanamaker and maybe Ferguson for a better player. Miami wouldn't do that. Charlotte probably would do that. I like this trade, but the only way I can see this happening is if LA goes into a rebuild mode. So I don't see that ever happening. So I think I'm going to trade for Doug McDermott. So now our team would be looking like Dennis Schroeder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Gordon Hayward, Kyle Kuzma, Steven Adams, Nerlens Noel, Doug McDermott, Andre Roberson, and Danny Green. Alright, I like that. I think that would be looking good. Actually, I think they would trade Roberson because he just hasn't played in so long that I don't even think it's worth them having him on the team. I think this is a possible trade that the Celtics would do, getting Roberson for KCP. I know I just traded him, but I think I'd like him better here. Alright, I like that. We are now going to sim to probably around the trade deadline, and we'll see how this team does. If we need to make some moves, I will. Alright, everybody, so we are 23 and 27 right now, and I think I'm going to make this trade: Steven Adams for Bismack Biyombo and a 2020 first round pick. They declined it. They're asking for him, for Ed Davis, and a second. Deal. I think that's a trade that Charlotte would do. Now we do have Biyombo, who is a big contract, but he's got an expiring contract, which is good. This will probably be about 2-year challenge. So yeah, I'm now going to probably trade Biyombo just because his contract, and I'd like a younger guy on the team. The Cavs have had him for a while, and the Cavs aren't doing anything. So, yeah, the Cavs did that, which is nice. Now our team's looking like Schroeder, Gilgeous, Hayward, and Larry Nance. How many years left on his contract does he have? He's got 4 years, not making a crazy amount of money. We might trade him in the future, but I think we just need to get him so we don't do absolutely terrible throughout the season. Alright, so Luka wins MVP, scoring almost 30 points, 11.5 rebounds, and 9 assists. Ja wins Rookie of the Year, Yusuf Nurkic wins Sixth Man, Kawhi wins Defense, and Luka also wins Most Improved, and Brad Stevens, the coach of the Celtics, wins Coach of the Year. So we went 35 and 47. This is more like a rebuild that we're trying to keep realistic, so we're not probably going to win a championship in this video, but that's not the point. It's to see how OKC would do roughly if they lost Chris Paul. And in the first year, they would not make playoffs. I'm also doing some other trades because it is a slight rebuild, but I'm not, like, it would be nice if we could win a championship, but I'm trying to go through, like, the rebuilding process of the team. So this isn't gonna count for really like the what if videos don't count for like the Thunder's rebuilding video, because I'm going through every team and making a single rebuilding video for their team. That'll be like normal, where it's like, oh, I traded Shea for Paul George. LeBron wins Finals MVP. Lakers win 4-3 against the Bucks in the finals. We'll head down to draft lottery. I hope I didn't trade my pick. Oh yes, we did. We traded it to OKC. Alright, but we have Denver's pick and Charlotte's pick in like 19 and 20. So we'll look at staff signings. We are going to fire Billy Donovan, and we are going to try our best to pick up Greg Popovich. Give him all the money we can, and he rejected us. So we're going to pick up Jacob Underwood, hopefully. Offer him that, and we get him. They can automatically sign the other ones. I don't really care. Here we go with the NBA draft. We are going to sim to our pick. So we have 19 and 20. Hopefully they are some good players here. I'm going to take Victor Gaines with the 19th pick. And with the 20th pick, we are going to take Breven Hunter. And we have another pick that I'm going to sim to, which will be a second round pick. We're going to take this guy. And we're going to sim to the end of the draft and see what overalls the players we got were. So we got a 72, a 73, and a 71. We're going to pick them all up. They are all big men or bigger guys like centers or power forwards. Gordon Hayward accepts this player option. I'm going to decline his, and I'm going to like keep these guys with the qualifying offer. We will head into free agency now. I'm not sure how we have no cap, but okay. I guess we have some big contracts. Oh, that's our team. I don't think there's going to be anybody we can get here in free agency. I think I might try and trade a few players to get Fred VanVleet. So it'll have to be Gordon Hayward and probably Danny Green. Just looking for a smaller contract. I feel like the Heat would do this trade, so I'm going to do that to get Tyler Hero. And now we're going to go over here to free agency, and we're going to try our best to pick up Fred VanVleet. If we can't, we can't. I'm going to throw a good bit of money at him, so hopefully he signs with us. Yes, he's looking like he is going to sign with us. We may have not had to give him that much money, but we did. So, yeah. I like the Fred VanVleet pickup. Make sure he signs. Okay, Fred VanVleet did sign. So, now we can have Schroeder coming off our bench. And I think that will make us better. We're just going to simulate out of free agency over to player progression. And this video is going to be longer because now that I'm screen recording on the PlayStation, I can make videos up to an hour long. So I'm sure there will be a video that's an hour long coming soon enough. Fred VanVleet goes down to an 81 overall, which is really annoying. But he will still he'll probably be the bench shooting guard or bench point guard now. Hero goes up. I like the Hero pickup because he can get better. Hayward, he's making big money, but I think if the Heat are trying to win now, they could really use him. Alright, so now we are going to simulate to the next season, and I will be back when that is ready. Alright, so this is what our team is going to look like. We will have Fred VanVleet, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Tyler Hero, Larry Nance, and Breven Hunter. He's going to be our starting center for this year, because I don't think we'll win a championship this year, but yeah, we're not winning a championship this year. I'm hoping we might make playoffs, though. So I'm going to simulate to the end of the season and see how we do. Alright, so Luka Doncic wins MVP. Breven Hunter, our rookie, wins Rookie of the Year. He was picked like 20th. Wow, that's great. DeMarcus Cousins, what's his overall now? 75. DeMarcus Cousins wins 6-man. What's his overall? 83. I thought maybe Schroeder would have. Kawhi wins Defensive Player of the Year. DeJounte Murray wins Most Improved. And Rick Carlisle wins Coach of the Year. I don't think our team will make playoffs this year, but if we do, that will be pretty lucky. And no, we don't. We're just going to simulate the playoffs. And I am going to wrap this video up here. So, therefore, if the Thunder trade Chris Paul, they would possibly be in a better situation for the future, getting rid of some money. They would have Kuzma. They could use their draft picks, hopefully draft well. And if they could pick up Fred VanVleet, which I hope they couldn't because I'm a Raptors fan, I like Fred VanVleet. He'd still be my favorite player in the league, but then if they get Tyler Hero or something for some players, I don't know. But I think this is completely possible that their team could look like this in the near future. Yeah, alright. So we're going to simulate to the end of the playoffs. We'll just see who wins the championship. We will see if Chris Paul and the Lakers can win another championship in this video. But while this is going on, please subscribe. It will be in the top left-hand corner. Click that little blue circle that it will probably be popping up now, right there. So thank you very much for watching today's video. The Lakers are out. It's been Quinn, and I'll be back tomorrow. Click the video here. See ya. Oh, that's weak. See ya!